All right, guys, this is about Arsenal Football Club and about Mikel Arteta. Having gone 5 years without a major trophy, let's not say without a trophy because some, take Community Shield as a trophy and all that. Without a major trophy, a lot of questions are beginning to emanate. Some people are now questioning whether he can take Arsenal to that glory, whether he can be able to, clinch any trophy at all because he has tried for 5 good years and couldn't land anyone. And a part of fans are now asking for the club to sack Mikel Arteta. At this point, Arteta has built Arsenal to a certain level. Arsenal is not where they used to be. We know Arsenal, how they behave, how they play their ball, their games and everything. The management, the way they do their things. But now, everything has changed. Arsenal is not that Arsenal we used to know. So, let's hear from you what your thoughts are about Arsenal Football Club. This is not a banter. This is a pure analysis on what we think about Arsenal football and how we think Arsenal football will move forward. So what do you think about this news coming out that some fans want Arteta to be sacked and some wants him to stay but has to improve on his management role?
Well, if I was an Arsenal fan, I honestly would applaud Arteta. Yes, I would applaud Arteta because in modern football, there is something that you look at before you say, okay, a manager is bad or a manager is good. First and foremost, you look at where Arsenal was before Arteta came in. You get it. I mean, when Ljungberg left, you could see the club was in disarray. No house. The house was not in order. And then Arteta came in, did all the cleanup, and then now they are here. Then two, you as an Arsenal fan have to actually ask yourself the truth. You understand? We all are football fans. We have to ask ourselves the truth. Is Arteta underperforming as an Arsenal manager? Yes or no? I think I'll say no. In fact, I'll say he's overperforming. Why? Because you look at the years, the post Wenger year, and even the last decade of Wenger as manager of that club. Where did Wenger left them? How did he manage them? What was he doing with the club? If you notice, Arsenal was a selling club in the last 10 years of Wenger's management. Exactly. Arsenal was a selling club. They didn't have this stability. In fact, I can tell you that nobody was looking at Arsenal under Wenger to be able to win the league. Nobody was looking at them. And then when he left and Unai Emery came in, Unai Emery, of course, didn't understand the Arsenal philosophy and everything. He was bent on, winning the trophy. So he didn't care about stability and all like that. He just wanted to go for the trophy. Yes, he went to Europa League final, but at what cost? The club was dying in terms of identity. And then he was just going to a final. What would have happened? I mean, you can take a cue from Manchester United. Yes, Ten Hag has won an FA Cup and then Carabao Cup. But look at where we are. We are a shit at the moment. We are not doing anything. Stable. He's not stable. So you look at what Arteta has done with Arsenal. He has brought in stability. He has brought in steady progress. There is progress in Arsenal. The only problem right now with Arsenal and Arteta is that he has not yet landed a major title. I mean, this guy has won an FA Cup in his first try as an Arsenal manager, and then he has also won the Community Shield. So the only problem now is him not winning the Premier League or the Champions League. And I think, and if any objective Arsenal fan will agree with me, is it comes with experience. Arteta has done well, but he's not experienced. Now, you can judge Arteta and say, he's been here 5 years, but are you going to tell me that he's been here 5 years chasing the title? No. He built Arsenal for 2 years. And then the last 3 seasons, he has been competing at the top level. You get it? Yes, he competed with a very good Manchester City side. I mean, this was a Manchester City side that even Klopp couldn't win against. Klopp only had a title from. And then Arteta competed against them twice. I didn't win nothing. And then this season, it was quite unfortunate. I think this is the first season that we can say Arteta didn't do as much as we expected.
All right. So for me, I think Arteta has done well. Yes, generally he has done well from taking Arsenal from where they were to where they are now. Yeah. He has done well. But there are things, just like you said, about trophies, not winning trophies. And what caused that incident was game management, proper cup game management.
Yeah.
Arteta, starting from the league, Arteta used to manage his game very well on the league, try his best to get result, even if it's 1-0, he tries as much as possible to go. But when it comes to cup competition, I don't know what happens to him that he feels reluctant, that he doesn't, he doesn't know how. Yes, he doesn't pay attention to it, and that hurts him back.
Yes,
That
exactly.
holds him back.
Because
if you look at the games Arteta has lost, or thing that kicked Arteta out of every cup, it's always a game management problem.
yes, exactly.
It's always a game management problem. Take for instance, last game they were clashes of the Champions League by PSG. The problem of that game wasn't really because Thomas Partey wasn't playing, this one wasn't playing. The problem was game management.
Exactly.
Leonardo Trossard, whatever Trossard, was on the bench till 78th minute of the game, and for the first, let's say for the first 20 minutes of the first half, the second half, this guy called Brazilian called Martinelli couldn't offer anything. Me personally, I think Martinelli runs. He doesn't know how to be able to, he's not organized with the ball.
Yeah.
But Trossard is organized with the ball.
More
matured. It's very difficult to collect ball from Trossard's hands.
Exactly.
And ball doesn't spoil from his hand.
Exactly.
So he knows exactly where to put the ball and how to move the ball quickly. Look at the last 10 minutes Trossard played.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. He pushed a lot of attack. There was a lot of threat on PSG. PSG had it hot. Do you understand? So I think I'm not noticing that Martinelli and that of Merino, those places are not working fine. For the past 20 minutes, I allowed them to squander those time. It's something that I think that cost them the tie. If Trossard would have been injected, I think 45 minutes of the game, I think Arteta, they will come back from that game.
Yeah.
They will be able to score first or second goals before that 75 minutes.
Exactly.
And that will give them boost to go in and make it 3-3, and before you know it, penalty.
Exactly.
And they have a good goalkeeper. I think I was able to provide good goalkeeper in Raya. Raya is excellent.
Yes.
And Raya could go there and do wonders.
Exactly.
So I feel it's a game management thing from Arteta's side. It's a game management thing. The club has done well. They provided you with good players and facilities you need for you to thrive. It's just for you to. If you can't do it, get an assistant that knows how to manage cup games.
Yeah.
There was a time Ferguson, when the modern football or the football they are playing there left him. Football was evolving that time. He had to go and get some as kind of assistant that knows what is happening at that moment.
Yes.
Use that guy's experience and join with his own, manage his game, and the league is his.
Exactly.
So that was it.
Yeah.
I don't know whether there's another thing you want to add.
No, well, the thing for me is that I'm not trying to isolate games this year. I'm not trying to isolate games and then subject it to, analyzing Arteta. What I'm trying to say is I'm trying to look at it from the collective. If you say, yes, we can talk about all the PSG game and everything that went wrong in the PSG game. We can equally go to, several Premier League games and then look at several things that went wrong. But going into this season, you get it. That's why I said this is the only season that I feel like Arteta failed. You get it? Yes, we can say he failed this year, but previous seasons, I'm not going to say he failed. In fact, I can say he has overachieved given where Arsenal was before he came in. But this season, every single person knew how well Arsenal played last season. I mean, they narrowly left the Champions League to Bayern Munich, away to Bayern Munich, against Bayern Munich. 1-0. Now, the reason why they left the Champions League was because there was no proven goal scorer in that team.
Exactly.
Going into the season, everybody saw it. Mikel Arteta, your number 9 position is vacant. The only player that can actually improvise and play that position was Kai Havertz. And Kai Havertz, as we know him to be, is not a number 9. Why did you go into the season without a number 9? That was a very costly mistake. You look at the game against Real Madrid, yes, we can say Arsenal defeated Real Madrid, but it came from a spectacular free kick that does not happen every day. Then you look at the PSG game. The first leg, I can tell you that a couple of chances Arsenal missed. A number 9 will not be in that game, and that game ends 1-0 for Arsenal. Then you look at the second leg too. You just knew you needed a number 9. I mean, Arteta came out and then he was saying something in his post-match. He said the game was won in the box. That means the game was decided in each individual's team 18-yard box. I don't know why he made that statement. I don't know why he feels like he can blame the board for not getting him a striker when you went ahead to pay 60 million for Kai Havertz. You paid 40+ million for Merino. You paid
extra windows for you to sign.
You paid a lot of money to bring Calafiori in. Were they needed? Was those areas or an area of need? Now in January, you are not panic bidding for what's the name of this Watson? Abi Watkins.
That was
your panic
minutes.
Exactly, that's panic bidding. You're panic bidding in January. This is something that you could have addressed. I feel like all Arsenal fans, honestly, we have to say Arteta has done a good job and you should stick with him. Just that, like Ian said, they have to be a major recruitment. You get it? They have to be a major shake-up. Some players has to go, some will remain. But I feel like Arteta should still remain. Get the right players in. Arteta need a very good striker, proven striker, not a striker that you know that okay can stay and then develop. No, get an out and out no number 9 like Pep did with Haaland, and then get yourself somebody who you know can replace Odegaard. You cannot depend on Odegaard's creativity. Odegaard has played the last 6 months as an average player. And then you're expecting him to be Odegaard all the time. It does not happen every day. Even with Bruno Fernandes. Bruno doesn't turn up every day. So you have to get somebody there and then build the creativity around new players. I mean, you're not going to have your superstars forever. Saliba, Saka, Odegaard, and co. They won't stick with you forever. Clubs will come in and then they go. I mean, we can take an example from Arnold. Arnold is leaving. Arnold is an out-and-out Liverpool fan, agree with the club and everything. Now he's going. So Arteta needs to look at this season and then work on it. And then I think next season, if he gets his transfer window right, even as a rival fan, I can tell you that next season is just for the taking.
And secondly, there is no team today that will play Arsenal that won't be afraid.
That will feel it. Yes, that's why you
play
have to
Arsenal. If you are playing Arsenal, you will feel it.
Yes, exactly.
This one is not the old Arsenal we used to know again. Arsenal they used to keep the ball.
Exactly.
They will play you from minute 1 till 90th minute, pressure you from minute 1 to 90th minute. They have the material, they have the defenders, their defense locked, midfield tight. It was only on attack that I would say they have final touches on attack. A striker and maybe somebody that can effectively replace Martinelli. Martinelli.
Exactly.
Saka is okay, and Martinelli is beginning to prove that he can be able to
deputize
Saka.
Exactly.
So I feel like what Arteta has done, he has done well. Only thing needed is a striker and a little touch, and here and there, and everything is set. So guys, as an Arsenal fan, as a rival fan, whoever you be, just be sincere. What do you think about Mikel Arteta having seeing all these fans saying he should be sacked, he should be majorly Arsenal fans are unhappy about whatever happened and they want him to be sacked. What's your thought on it? And tell us in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms at Football Analysis 247 and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching and see you on the next one.